On July 4, 1776, delegates from 13 colonies approved the Declaration of Independence. Americans were one people, the first sentence of the Declaration declared, and the time had come for them to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. 11 years later, delegates from 12 of these states met in the same room at the State House in Philadelphia to form a more perfect union under the Constitution of the United States. The Declaration and the Constitution are the two founding documents of the American Republic. They remind us that it took a revolution, a war of 8 years, and the contentious debate over the Constitution to turn these separate states into a political nation. In many ways, Americans were not, of course, one people. Before the Revolution persuaded them to unite against British rule, the separate colonies had very little to do with each other. Most of their inhabitants pursued one kind of agriculture or another, and were little concerned with events taking place beyond their villages, towns, or counties. In the colonies of New England and the Chesapeake Bay, many colonists could trace their roots back to the 17th century migrations from England. But by the middle decades of the 18th century, immigrants were arriving in large numbers from other points of origin. Scots and Scots-Irish settlers from the further reaches of the British Isles, German Protestants from the continent, and most numerous of all, thousands upon thousands of slaves from the west coast and interior of Africa. How, or even whether, these slaves would be made a part of colonial society was perhaps the most difficult question the new American Republic faced, even before Thomas Jefferson committed the United States to the proposition that all men are created equal. But it was only one element of a larger problem. With independence, the former colonists had to begin to ask who the American people really were, and to decide exactly what Jefferson's promise of equality meant.